Hello everyone. In the previous examples of function modules, what we have studied, we have created some simplest example, and we will call that function module, and we have called that function module in the report. Now we will try some complex assignment with this function module. In this function module, we will fetch the data from the multiple tables, and we will display the multiple lines in the output. So first you will discuss about the requirement. Now SC11 is the transaction code for the data dictionary. We have the table BKPF. Now I am displaying this table. This is a header table. Now I will go for another table, that is BSEC. This is document item table. We have two tables, BKPF and BSEC. We will display the output with the combination of these two tables. In these both tables, these two tables are related with each other with the primary foreign key relationship. This is our primary key table, means BKPF is primary key table, BSEC is foreign key table. There is 1 to n relationship between both the tables. Why there is a 1 to n relationship between both the tables, we will see by the example. Suppose I am showing the contents of the first table, that is BKPF. Suppose I am displaying one document number 1900275, company code is 0001, that is BUKRS, and suppose fiscal year GJHI 2013. Now I am displaying the contents. There is one row in the table BKPF for this combination of company code, document number and fiscal year. Now I will check for BSEC table with the same record. Company code is 0001, document number 1950275, fiscal year is 2013. Now I am displaying the contents. Now in this table I have two rows for the same document number. So there is 1 to n relationship between both the tables. So for one record in BKPF, we have multiple records in BSEC table. Now what we will do, we will create one function module in which we will display the multiple rows. We will display the multiple rows. So in the output, we will take BUKRS, BELNAR, GJHR, BLART or BLDAT from BKPF table, and we will take BUKRS, BELNAR, GJHR, BUZDI, and we will take one more field, that is amount DMBTR from BSEC table. From the first table we will take BUKRS, BELNAR, GJHR, BLART, BLDAT, and from the second table we will take BUKRS, BELNAR, GJHR, BUZDI, and last one we will take, that is DMBTR, which is amount field. Now we will start with the creation of the function module in which we will display the data from the multiple tables. So firstly we will go on to transaction code SE80, because whenever we want to create a function module, the first step is to create a function group. So first we will start with the creation of function group, and the SC80 is the transaction code for the function group. From the drop down, select function group. Now I am creating a function group for the document. Suppose my name of the function group is ZFG_document. As I am creating a customer specific object, his first name starts with Z. Now it is asking, you want to create the object? Yes, I want to create the function group. Function group for documents. Save this function group. I am saving this function group as a local object. Now activate this function group. Now we will move on to transaction code SC37. which is a transaction code for the function module. We will create one function module. Suppose my name of the function module is zfm_document. Click on this create button. Provide the name of the function group which you have created, zfg_document. Short text is function module for documents. Save this function module. Yes. Check for the syntax of the function module. Now activate the function module. Now function module is activated. Now in this function module, we will pass three parameters. Again, three parameters: company code, document number, fiscal year, and in the output, we will show the multiple things from two tables. Suppose my first parameter is company code, PBUKRS, type BUKRS, where BUKRS is the data element for company code. Then we have P Belnar. It is of Belnar_D. For document number, the data element is Belnar_D. Then we have PGJAHR, and it is of type GJAHR, which is the data element for the fiscal year. Now we have taken three import parameters. Now we will declare the export parameters. In case of function module, import will act as input, export will act as output. Now we will move on to export tab. Okay, now in this we have to create one structure which has multiple columns, because in the output we want some columns from BKPF table, we want some columns from BSEC table. So we will create one structure which has the column from both the tables. So to create the structure, SC11 is the transaction code. We will move on to third radio button, that is data type. Provide the name of the structure. Suppose my name of the structure is zstruct_doc. Now click on this create button. Yes, I want to create a structure. Structure for document. Now in this structure, firstly I will take the columns from BKPF table. So I am moving on to table BKPF. Displaying the table. From BKPF table, I want these 5 columns up to document date, company code, document number, fiscal year, document type, document date. I am copying this, paste it into the structure. I am copying this, firstly copying this field name, then copying their data element types. Enter. Now we will move on to second table, that is BSEC table. Displaying this table. From this table I want BUZDI. It is of type BUZDI. Then we will go for amount field, that is DMBTR. We will copy this and paste it into the structure. So we have created one structure which has the fields from both the tables, BKPF as well as BSEC. Now I am saving this, checking for the syntax. Okay. In case of amount field, you have to specify the reference table and reference field. So click this field, go for currency/quantity fields. Provide the reference table and reference field. You can take this from the table itself, from BSEC table. Click on the field, go for the currency/quantity, pass the reference table and reference field. In case of currency field, we have to specify the reference table and reference field. Now check for the syntax of the structure. Now activate the structure. Now the structure is activated. Now in the function module, as we have already discussed, there are multiple rows in the output. So we can store the multiple rows in the internal table. So we have to declare one internal table. So how we can declare an internal table in the function module? We have to create a table type. So we again move on to transaction code SC11. Go for the third radio button, that is data type. Give the name. Suppose name of is ZB struct underscore doc. ZT struct suppose. Click on the create button. Now we will create table type. This is table type for document, and in this table type we will pass our structure name Z struct underscore doc. Now save this, check for the syntax and activate this. Now we have the table type. What we will do, we will declare one parameter in the function module tdoc, which is of type table type. So in the output, because in the output we want the multiple rows to be displayed, so we have to declare one parameter which is of table type, which is of internal table type. Now I am checking for the syntax. Now I am activating the function module. Now we will write the logic in the source code of the function module. So firstly we will fetch the data from BKPF, then we will fetch the data from bsec table. So firstly we will declare one internal table for BKPF, then we will declare one internal table from bsec table. So firstly we will declare user defined type for BKPF, begin of LTY underscore BKPF. This is the way for declaring a type. LTY stands for local type for BKPF. We will move on to transaction code SC11. Firstly we are displaying BKPF table. From BKPF table I want these 5 columns. So I am copying this. Bookers type BUKRS, comma, Belnar type Belnar underscore D, GJHR type GJHR, then we have BLART, which is of type BLART, then we have BLDAT, which is of type BLDAT. Now we have end of the type. Now we will declare one internal table, type table of LTY underscore BKPF. We have declared one local table for BKPF, which is of type LTY underscore BKPF. Now we will declare one local structure for BKPF, LS underscore BKPF, which is of type LTY underscore BKPF. Now we will declare one more type for bsec table. From the bsec table, these 3 keys are common, so we have to take all these 3, Bookers, Belnar, GJHR. Now we will take the other 2, that is BUZDI, first one, which is of type BUZEI. Then we have DMBTR, and for DMBTR the data element is again DMBTR. Now we will declare one internal table for BSEC. Here it is BSEC. Internal table LT underscore BSEC, type table of LTY underscore BSEC. Then we have one local structure for BSEC, which is of type LTY underscore BSEC. Now we have done with the data declaration part. Now we will fetch the data from first table. So I have to write the select query. Select, my first column name is BUKRS, then we have Belnar, then we have GJHR, then we have BLART document type, then we have BLDAT, and we are storing into internal table, that is LT underscore BKPF, and we are taking these entries from BKPF table. And in the where condition we have to pass the import parameters, where BUKRS is equal to PBUKRS, which is the import parameter for company code. Then we have Belnar is equal to PBelnar, which is the import parameter for document number. Then we have GJAHR, which PGJAHR is the import parameter for fiscal year. Now we will fetch from the second table, that is BSEC, for all the data present in the first internal table. From the second table, again we want these three are common. Then we will fetch BUZEI, then we will fetch DMBTR. We will store into internal table, that is LT underscore BSEC. Then we will take it from table, that is BSEC. Then whenever we are joining two tables, our operator is for all entries in your first internal table is LT underscore BKPF, and we have to compare in both the tables how many keys are common. In both the tables we have total 3 common keys. So our first key is BUKRS is equal to LT underscore BKPF BUKRS. Then we have Belnar. Then we have GJAHR. Now we have fetched the data from the first table, we have fetched the data from the second table, which we will check for the syntax. Okay, into table. Now it is syntactically correct. Now I am activating this. Now we will make a loop on one table and we will read the second table, because in the output we want the multiple rows to be displayed. So we will make a loop on second table, that is LT underscore BSEC. Now we will write this into the structure into ls underscore BSEC. We will moving the rows one by one. So for every loop there is a end loop statement. In this loop we are reading the first internal table. Read table, our first internal table is LT underscore BKPF into ls underscore BKPF. In case of read, we have to write with key, which will act as a where condition. And in both BKPF and BSEC, 3 keys are common, where bookRus is equal to BSEC bookRus, Belnar is equal to ls BSEC Belnar, then we have GJHR is equal to ls bsec gjahr. Our final target is to push the data to the export parameter, that is TDOC. So we will push the data to the final parameter or final internal table with the help of structure. We will declare one final structure which is of structure type. We have ls underscore final which is of type of our final structure. Our final structure name is zstruct underscore doc, which has all the columns from both of the tables. Now we will move the records one by one to this structure, and from this structure we will append the data to the output parameter or to the export parameter. So firstly we have ls final bukrs. Company code is present in both the tables, so we can take it from any of one of them. Then we have the second parameter, that is delnar. Then we have the third parameter, that is gjahr. Then we have the fourth parameter, that is dlart, which is document type. It is again coming from bkpf. Then we have bldat. Then we have buzei. It is coming from bsec. Then we have dmbtr. It is again coming from bsec. Now our data is in structure. From this structure we have to append the data to the internal table. So append is a statement which is used to move the data from the structure to the internal table. Our final output parameter which is of internal table type is TDOC. Now from the structure we are passing data to the final output parameter, that is TDOC. Now I am checking for the syntax. It is syntactically correct. Now I am activating the function module. I will show you this function module in the function group also. Whenever you are creating something